Hello everyone, this is B. Rukmani Devi, Assistant Professor of Botany, Government Degree College for Women, Begumpet. Today I am going to explain about the topic endosperm. In this class, I would like to explain about definition of endosperm, types of endosperms and some important functions of endosperm. First, we will discuss about definition of endosperm. Endosperm is a common nutritive tissue which provides nourishment for the developing embryo. This endosperm is found in gymnosperms as well as angiosperms. We will see the difference present between this gymnosperms endosperm and angiosperms endosperm here. In gymnosperms, endosperm is haploid in condition. In angiosperms, endosperm is triploid in condition. One more difference is present between this gymnosperms and angiosperms endosperm. That is, in gymnosperms, endosperm is a pre-fertilized product. In angiosperms, endosperm is post-fertilized product. Before fertilization only, endosperm is formed in gymnosperms. In angiosperms, after fertilization only, this endosperm formation takes place. So these are the differences present between this gymnosperms endosperm and angiosperms endosperm. How this endosperm is formed in angiosperms, if you see, means this endosperm formation is because of one phenomenon that is called as double fertilization. What is this double fertilization means? Here in angiosperms, two types of fertilizations occur. One is syngamy, another one is triple fusion. So here two types of fertilization takes place. One is syngamy, another one is triple fusion. Syngamy means fusion of one male gamete with female gamete. That is called syngamy. As a result of this syngamy, zygote will form. From this zygote, embryo will develop further. But as a result of triple fusion, the desired product, that means here endosperm formation occurs. So what is this triple fusion means? Here three nuclei are fused. That means three nuclei are involved in the fusion process. What are those three nuclei means? Here two polar nuclei fuses with the second male gamete. So fusion occurs between three nuclei. That is why that is called as a triple fusion. So as a result of triple fusion, one triploid structure or triploid product or nucleus will be formed, that is called PEN. PEN means primary endosperm nucleus. Further, this primary endosperm nucleus develops into endosperm in angiosperms. So angiosperms produces endosperm as a product of this double fertilization. So here in angiosperms, this endosperm formation occurs because of double fertilization process only. Almost all plants in angiosperms possess this endosperm except three families. That means endosperm is absent in three families. Those families are Orchidaceae, Podostomacea and Trapaceae. That means these three families lacks this endosperm. Depending upon the development of endosperm, three types of endosperms have been recognized. What are they means? One is nuclear endosperm, next one is cellular endosperm, third type is helobial endosperm. If you observe all these three types of endosperms, cellular endosperm is restricted largely to dicotyledonous families. Next, helobial endosperm commonly found in monocotyledons. So one is cellular endosperm commonly found in dicot families. Next one is heliobule endosperm, commonly found in monocotyledons. Here you can see different types of endosperms. Cellular endosperm, heliobule endosperm, nuclear endosperm, etc. Now we will discuss about all these three types of endosperms development in a detailed manner. First one, nuclear endosperm. What is this nuclear endosperm? How it is formed? What are the examples for this kind of nuclear endosperm? We will discuss now. Nuclear endosperm means here in this type of endosperm, this primary endosperm nucleus undergoes few nuclear divisions. Here nucleus only undergoes divisions, but there is no wall formation. That means nuclear divisions will not accompanied by wall formation. So as a result, many nuclei will form without formation of cell wall. So as a result, many nuclei are formed. That kind of endosperm is called as nuclear endosperm. That kind of endosperm is called as nuclear endosperm. So here primary endosperm nucleus undergoes continuous repeated divisions without formation of wall. So as a result, many nuclei will develop. These all nuclei which are suspended in a sap, so that kind of endosperm is called as nuclear endosperm. So where you will see this kind of endosperm means, you will see this kind of endosperm in Frankia, Oxyspora, etc. So here endosperm may be present in nuclear stage only until it is completely consumed by the embryo. For example, Frankia, Oxyspora, etc. But sometimes in some species, during later stages of development, these nuclei will undergo cellularization process. So that condition also identified in this particular type of nuclear endosperm. So this degree of cellularization is greatly varies in this type of nuclear endosperm. Examples for nuclear endosperm, if you observe, means Fasciolus is one example, Crotalaria is another example. Fasciolus, if you take as an example, means here mostly endosperm becomes completely cellular, but in Fasciolus cellularization occurs only around the embryo. This is one important feature which was found in Fasciolus. In Crotalaria, if you observe, means wall formation is confined to the upper region of the embryo sac. The chalazal region remains free nuclear. That means in nuclear endosperm also cellularization will occur. How this cellularization will occur, or at which region, or this cellularization will takes place, means this cellularization is restricted to one particular region in this type of nuclear endosperm. Where this cellularization will start and where this free nuclear condition still remain, means chalazal region still remains in free nuclear condition, but upper regions of the embryo sac will undergo cellularization process. So this kind of variations you will see in this kind of endosperm formation. So wherever this free nuclear condition is present, later that will be elongated and behaves like an hastoria. In Lomatia, if you observe, in first figure if you observe, means besides main chalazal hastorium, that means one specialized structure will develop, that is called hastoria. Sometimes in some species hastoria may develop towards the chalazal side, in some species that may develop towards the micropylar side. In Lomatia, if you observe, means besides the main chalazal haustorium, numerous single-celled finger-shaped projections are also present or formed all over the endosperm. So what is the use of formation of this kind of finger-like projections throughout the surface of the endosperm? Means because of the formation of this finger-like projections throughout the surface of the endosperm, means here it provides absorbing surface area of the endosperm. That is the benefit of having this kind of finger-like projections. One more example is given for this, that is Grevillea robusta. Second diagram, if you observe, means Grevillea robusta. Presence of vermiform appendage at the chalazal end of the endosperm is reported, in which chalazal endosperm haustorium remains free nuclear. So chalazal endosperm haustoria remains free nuclear. That means there is no cellularization at chalazal side. So at that region free nuclear condition is present. That kind of haustoria is identified in Grevillea robusta plant. Nature of this endosperm, if you observe in various plants, means they will show great variation. In mature coconut, if you observe, this endosperm, means liquid endosperm becomes milky in coconut. Coconut endosperm, if you observe, means liquid endosperm becomes milky in nature. In Areca catechu plant, if you observe, means endosperm is hardened in condition. So variations are there in the nature of endosperm in various species. Stockhausia, if you observe, means this is another example. Stockhausia, if you observe, means there is a formation of endosperm nodules or cytoplasmic vesicles which originate from the peripheral lining of the embryo sac. These are rich in various organelles which functions is still uncertain. So functions are still not known, but some specialized structures are produced in this Stockhausia plant. Now we will discuss about cellular endosperm. Cellular endosperm, if you observe, means the cellular endosperm is characterized by absence of free nuclear condition. Cellular endosperm means after nuclear divisions, cell wall formation occurs. So as a result of cell wall formation, endosperm becomes cellular in nature. So cellularization occurs in this kind of endosperm. So cellularization indicates absence of free nuclear condition. So here division of primary endosperm nucleus, if you observe, means here the division of primary endosperm nucleus and a few subsequent nuclear divisions which are followed by wall formation in this kind of cellular endosperm. Examples, if you observe, means various plants are taken as examples to explain about cellular endosperm. In this cellular endosperm also haustoria formation identified. So here haustoria formation is a common feature in cellular endosperm. Here this haustoria formation you will see in this cellular endosperm. Haustoria may be present at the chalazal end in some species. This haustoria formation occurs towards the micropylar end in some other species. Micropylar haustoria are reported in Impatiens royale plant and Hydrocera triflora plant. In this image you can see one plant which shows aggressive chalazal haustorium, that is Eodina rhombifolia. That plant name is Eodina rhombifolia. In this plant, you will see aggressive chalazal hastoryum. In this plant, Iodina rhombifolia, you will see aggressive chalazal hastoryum development that will be produced at the chalazal region. The hastoryum is actually formed before fertilization only. When it will be formed? Before fertilization only, this hastoryum will be formed. After fertilization, division of primary endosperm nucleus followed by transverse partitioning of the central cell. So, after endosperm nucleus formation, it undergoes some transverse partitioning process. So transverse walls will be formed in the central cell. So as a result, micropellar chamber will form and chalazal chamber will be formed. So here, as a result of transverse wall formation, two chambers will be formed. One is micropellar chamber, another one is called chalazal chamber. Endosperm proper is derived from the micropellar chamber. Next, chalazal chamber, which is aggressive in function. So this is about Iodina rhombifolia hastoria formation. Next, third type of endosperm is called as helobial endosperm. Helobial endosperm means this is an intermediate type of endosperm. That means cellular endosperm characters this will show, as well as nuclear endosperm characters it will show. That means this is an intermediate type of endosperm. Here primary endosperm nucleus moves to the chalazal end of the embryo sac. At that region, at the chalazal region, this primary endosperm nucleus undergoes division. So as a result, one large chamber will be formed towards the micropellar side and one small chamber will be formed towards the chalazal side. So in micropellar chamber, free nuclear divisions and cell formation occurs. The chalazal region, nucleus either remains undivided in condition or divides only few times. So that condition you will identify the chalazal region. Latter case if you observe means, that means here this nucleus which divides only few times. In such situations what will happen means these nuclei will not undergo cellularization process. So they are free nuclei in state. So that type of endosperm is called as helobial type of endosperm. So in this class we discussed about definition of endosperm, types of endosperm and development of these three different types of endosperms. Before concluding, just I would like to explain about function of endosperm. Basic function of endosperm is providing nourishment for the endosperm, for the developing embryo. So providing nourishment for the developing embryo is the basic function of endosperm. It provides all nutrients whatever it is required for the growth and development of embryo. That is possible because of the presence of endosperm only. It gives nourishment which provides nutrients for the developing embryo. That is the basic function of endosperm. So with this I am concluding this topic. I hope you understand. Thank you for your patient listening.